Konnichiwa minasan. Selamat datang ke sebuah sesi khas audio siar maya Anime Division di mana rangkaian sama of chaos.com berasa sungguh bertuah untuk menerima RINA-HIME hari ini sebagai tetamu khas kita. How are you, Rina?
I am good. How about you?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm very grateful that you are happy to do this. This is virtually my first time doing an actual podcast. I'm used to doing live streaming, commenting about anime. But this time we're going to have something a bit more serious, I guess, especially with what's been happening regarding the music scene, young anything Japanese that you could see lately in Malaysia. I think a lot of your fans or any anime fans kat Malaysia sekarang perasan. Yeah, so basically, can you tell us a bit about yourself? So, JIGOSHKAI onegaishimasu.
Hi. ということで my name is RINA-HIME and I'm a singer-songwriter based in Malaysia. I also sing a lot of anime song cover. Currently, I have 2 singles called All Over Again and Century, and other than that, I usually do not just anime song but some other songs from probably Scandal, Monokerot, My First Story, and a lot more. Yeah.
It's quite interesting that you mentioned Scandal. For those who probably not in the know, I actually know Rina virtually.
Yes,
How many
virtually.
years has it been? I think probably about 4 or 5 years thereabouts, roughly.
Yes,
Because we
roughly.
belong to the same circle called the Scandal Heaven cover band, which comprises members from around the world, and we are all Scandal
Yes.
crazy. So anybody yang tak kenal band Scandal, they've been around for 17 years, the same band members, and they are now in the Guinness Book of World Records as being
Yeah.
the only all-girl band that has the same members from its inception. What was your exact exposure to Japanese culture, maybe music or whatever? Was it when you were younger or?
Yeah. I think it was like when I was really young. I think back in primary schools kan last time I tak ada Astro for quite some times, and then TV channel yang ada anime usually is NTV7. 8TV ada but it's like Chinese dub, and then TV3. So like my early exposure of anime comes from this TV channel, and then from there kan dulu TV anime opening kita tak boleh skip. Sekarang Netflix apa semua boleh skip.
Oh, please don't tell me you skip anime openings.
No, now depends. If I was like binge watching, yeah, I have to skip.
I guess so. If you're watching 10 episodes
Yeah.
in a row. Anyway,
And
go
then
ahead. Yeah, sorry.
from there, because we listen to a lot of like anime openings, I think that is my first exposure to Japanese songs. From there, lagu-lagu yang I think kalau dekat NTV7 dulu ada Shaman King, and then banyak lagi sebenarnya Negima. Kalau dekat TV3 ada Mermaid Melody. Daripada situ dia nak dengar a lot of anime songs. And then kat situ juga dia nak tahu lagu Yui daripada Bleach. Even though dia nak tak ingat dah Bleach macam mana.
Yes.
From there lah.
Yui. The only difference between you and I is because as much as I do find a parallel in how you start listening to Japanese music with how I approach to my own approach to it. It's obviously I cannot sing. I wish I could, but yeah, a lot of people I guess yang musically inclined cari chords and that kind of thing. I mean that's why we were in that band, were we? And and we did that cover for the one that had the Hong Kong video, which I edited and I bloody can't remember what it's called. Electric Girl, yeah. So you did mention a few animes and all that. I mean, so what was your poison at that time when you were younger? I mean, were you watching or reading anything of particular that you like, or you just tengok apa yang ada je and just latched on to the music that you kind of heard on the opening and endings?
I tengok a lot of animes, and then daripada tak adalah semua lagu tu I minat. Like I think lagu yang paling awal betul-betul nak try nyanyi Japanese song is like from Mermaid Melody, sebab dia macam mahu shoujo. Like
Magical Girl. Yeah,
very similar to Sailor Moon tapi the mermaid. And then from there, sebab dia I think dia ada combination of singing like, and then dia ada dance sikit. And then from there lah, rasa macam okay lah, start nyanyi lagu daripada sini. And then bila tengok Shaman King, lagu opening dia pun best. After that Naruto tu memang I don't watch Naruto sampai habis, tak follow. Tapi like
Sama.
back then yeah, Naruto tengok, tapi sekarang tak follow lah. Dan lagu-lagu daripada Naruto pun banyak yang best.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I don't disagree with you there. I find myself actually gravitating towards them, and only to find 20 tahun juga lagu ni sebenarnya. Like, yeah. Did you watch Flow when they came to KL baru ni?
Which one? Yang Sakra Music Fest.
Oh, they came as part of the fest, wasn't it? Flow.
Yeah. I watched them.
Yeah.
Including Sakra Music Fest, it's already second time of watching them. Yeah.
Oh, right, cool. We will get to the music scene in a bit, but just
Okay.
quickly on your early exposure to music, is it because you actually like music from the get go? Macam, I suka ni, mom, dad, I want to play music, I want to sing, or you came from a musical family or anything?
I couldn't really say that I came from musical background, but my dad really loved to sing.
Well, there you go. You
Yeah. Probably because like when my mom told me, my dad used to go for singing competition here and there, and then back then when he was still in Navy, he also performed there. Then I'm like, oh, okay, I think that's where the genes actually come from.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, cool.
I think I've been performing since I was still in kindergarten. Like I have this interest in performing like quite early. In kindergarten pun whenever there's like opportunity to perform, I would go. And then sampai primary school pun sama, and up until now dia tak boleh stop. I think my passion is really performing.
Yeah, I mean I mean I'm sure your fans would attest to that. I mean I've seen videos and there's no doubt about that. So yeah, with regards to musical instruments then, I mean what was your first musical instrument?
First musical instrument memang, because I think what makes me inspired to actually play music was actually from Scandal band time tu. First time tengok girls band sebab I tak exposed to any other bands that time. Time tu tengok Bleach punya opening dengan FMA, Shunkan Sentimental and Shoujo S and Harukaze was like first few song that I know from Scandal. And I watched diorang punya performance dekat Animax dulu ada like kan ada macam music section.
Okay.
From that
Yeah.
That performance alone, I feel like okay, that's interesting. Girls playing in a band, and then like she plays electric guitar. Then I started to play.
Cool. Did you remember what your first guitar was?
My first guitar was actually guitar kapuk dulu. Because like when I was playing guitar kapuk, dia gitar kapuk yang biasa tu lah, macam apa, sakura lah, kapuk lah,
yeah.
During that time, I think because my exposure to Japanese song is quite early, I already tried to sing a lot of Yui songs. And then kalau Malay songs adalah, I think some mainstream pop artists macam Yuna. Because like Japanese song and Malay song, difficulty is very different. When I wanted to try learn even Yui song, it's not just the usual open chord. Diorang mesti akan ada like diminish lah, tiba-tiba ada sak lah.
That's very interesting that you mentioned that. But okay, go ahead.
Because of this, I tried to learn Japanese song first, but because of the song difficulty, then that's how I go back to like Malay songs kejap to actually get used to the chords, and then I go back to Japanese song.
I mean, I shouldn't be unfair and say that Malay song semua A minor, C, D, and sorry.
It's very
go ahead.
easy. Okay. And then that's my first guitar lah. Nama dia, the brand, I'm not sure whether brand tu ada ke tak, tapi dia tulis kat kepala tu Sakura. And then my second guitar pun still acoustic. Pun I think it's just some brand yang I have never heard before, Emmanuel or something. After that, my first electric guitar is actually Les Paul.
Yes.
It was Epiphone, tapi Epiphone yang junior model. Dia ada
Oh,
satu
junior.
pickup.
Oh yes, I saw that. I'm just going to quickly just mention that one of my favorite covers of yours is actually from a few years ago, and you did a cover of Life by Yui.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I see even you macam, yeah, I did that, yeah. But
Yeah, I was like, yeah, that was
ni
long ago.
bukan, I'm not saying this because you are in front of me and angkat bakul. Swear to God, that was a very good cover. I can't
Alright.
remember whether you used your Sakura or whatever guitar on that
Oh,
one.
that one is I think the
Takamine.
latest
You,
position, Takamine. Yes.
yeah, we're going to talk about Takamine in a bit. So obviously you've moved up in the world then. What? Yui pakai Yamaha kan? Tak ingat.
I think if I recall correctly, Yamaha.
Tapi Takamine is way up there, above, in my opinion lah.
Yeah, I
Ada
like
orang prefer Yamaha.
Takamine. Like when I time tu tengah hunting acoustic guitar yang baru ke lah, sebab my acoustic guitar literally like some brand yang you probably never heard of.
Yeah.
And then after that, I'm like, okay lah, I wanted to like invest a bit on a good acoustic guitar.
Exactly.
I pergi store and then like time tu ada Yamaha, ada Taylor and Takamine. Like my favorite one lah from these three brands. Tapi Yamaha was quite big for me.
Right.
Punya F310 tu okay lah, tapi like the one yang I really like the tone, dia macam quite big for me, and then I go for Takamine. Yang Takamine I have is like the mini series, so it's like much more comfortable for me to play.
Yeah. Is it rosewood all around because it's dark brown? It looks dark
I'm not
brown.
sure about the wood.
Kayu.
Kayu tak sure.
Yeah. Tapi I rasa lah. Yeah. Actually, just quickly, I bukannya technical tahu sangat, tapi it depends on the construction of the guitar. Whether the size is obviously, with the bigger it is, adalah some tonal differences.
Betul.
But I am impressed with some guitars that are small yet sounding big. Obviously these are American made, but things like Taylor and Martin are obviously
I really love Taylor.
Yeah. Taylor is a youngish company. They've been around since 1975. But compared to Martin, they've been around since the 1800s. Late 1800s. Sama cowboy. So I managed to find a sub 5,000 ringgit Martin. Dah 10 tahun lah. Dia kecil. So something that you would love, I guess, sounds big because of how they make the guitars. But the thing is, for me, Taylor senang nak main.
Betul. I really like Taylor.
Bukan pasal, it's not just the gauge of the tali. Obviously lagi kecil gauge tali kita rasa senang nak main kan. Tapi Taylor lagi senang. That Martin walaupun kecil rasa kena ada effort sikit. Before we bore non-musical people watching. Yeah. Okay, covers. I think one of the first few covers that I saw of you were part of a band and you guys were also cosplaying. Pada anda yang di rumah, I mean, you would know Rina and her friends. Were you guys called Miracle Beat?
Oh yeah, oh my god, yes. That's my girls band project.
It was a full band. And yeah, I think I saw your Les Paul on that video.
I choose Les Paul for that. I mean, I choose to use Les Paul because we are cosplaying characters from K-On! So like, for those who doesn't watch K-On!, there's this one band that is forming the anime. It's called Hokago Tea Time. And then we are literally just cosplaying the characters because I actually started that project. I really love K-On! K-On! Is also like part of my childhood, and then like reason why I wanted to pursue music and more. And then I always wanted to try to do this project band, like everyone cosplaying as the characters, and then but we wanted to play live. Like some people kan buat photoshoot and then dengan guitar props post, then diorang post, but I doesn't want just that. I wanted to be able to perform as the character juga.
Yeah.
That
and
was
if one particular aspect of this band, which I think you've mentioned this to me many years ago, is that your band members are not all from the same place.
Yes.
So practice was a bit of a issue, but I guess
a hassle. It's not issue, but it's quite a things that we have to quite consider, because like everyone changed. I think back then when I was still in Miracle Beat, everyone is like scattered away. Like some of them.
How far were they? Jauh
I
tak?
think
Dia orang
seorang daripada Puchong, seorang
okay, not
daripada
bad.
Ceras,
Okay, not bad still
TBS.
lagi.
I think paling jauh
But
is like Cyberjaya.
okay.
Yeah, I got another band. Yeah, this one is like I think Miracle Beat is my third band.
Yeah.
That one memang
But
cause
were you still in school then or college?
Miracle Beat I'm already in college.
Yeah, I guess by that time, I guess you were older, so travel
Mm-hmm.
probably
So
no, bukan yang macam budak form 2 nak pergi abah nak pergi
betul.
KL nak practice.
I think I had
Hmm.
that struggle. Tak adalah struggle sangat, but like I start my first band when I was still 17.
Hmm.
Time tu semua orang memang scattered, like I duduk dekat Rawang, and then my friend duduk dekat Perak, seorang tu dekat Cyber, seorang lagi dekat Setapak, seorang lagi Batu Cave. So like ramai gila yang jauh macam nak
Terabur lah. Especially at that
berterabur.
age lah. Especially
Yes,
at that
at that
age.
age is very hard for me. Tapi luckily my bandmate time tu, sebab dia nak really want to make this happen, and I already told him my only concern is I don't have transportation yang boleh, my mum pun tak boleh terus hantar every time kalau ada practice, and then nak bukan practice je, nanti nak pergi event tu lagi. So he take initiative to actually drove me there lah.
Itulah. I mean, I have to rephrase the word practice. It's rehearse, because practice is something that you do on your own. So pada anda yang watching this yang tak tahu the difference between the two, practice is what you do on your own to get to the band to rehearse together. You're not there to practice. Macam ni buang masa. That's my quick PSA for the day for up and coming bands.
Rehearsal, because lagi-lagi kalau macam for us kan susah nak gather time yang seorang ada. Band itulah the biggest commitment yang you kena take note. And then bila you datang jamming session, you have to be able to play the pieces that
so we don't want to wait.
Nak cari
masa tu nak cari chord, masa tu nak buka. Anyway,
betul.
Also out of interest though, when you were Miracle Beat, you weren't exactly a cosplayer as such, but you never do any cosplaying before prior to this?
Oh no, I think when I first started in the ACG anime comic game scene, I started as a cosplayer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's
but a lot of people didn't know, because it's like when I first stepped into the scene, I was like 16. I was still trying to like cosplay things that I can get from my wardrobe.
Yeah, okay, that's how you start, I guess. Yep.
True. And then after that only when I finally know the existence of Tabao, and then like a lot of other sites, from there I actually cosplay a lot of characters. But I think because the way I brand myself after, not really I love cosplay, but cosplay is another huge commitment, and it requires a lot of money.
Yep, agreed.
After that, because I have like, at that time I have two expensive hobby. I have cosplay and I also have music, where both of it requires quite a capital to actually sustain. And then after a while, I started to focus more on performing. That's why a lot of people know me as performer rather than cosplayer.
And it's quite nice as well that I could see from your on-stage persona. It's dia orang kata congruent, kira mengikut the spirit lah of the type and origin of music that you play, anime related, Japan related. You know, you don't exactly pakai baju kurung prefect sekolah nak jadi kan. I mean you would wear something like along the line. I think one of your recent costumes was, these guys yang tengok ni, I'm crap in this kind of stuff, but it does look like a bit of a, not exactly goth lolly, but you know what I'm trying to say, because all your frilly bits.
It is kan? It's inspired from a little bit of goth, because I really love other than music, I also love like Japanese fashion. Japanese fashion is just very different, and I like a lot of like uniqueness in Japanese fashion. That's why like gothic Lolita or Lolita, or like they have a lot of subculture that for me is interesting to like venture on.
So for all you girls who like to baca Kera and that kind of thing, you'll know what we're talking about. But
Yes,
that's
like you
yes.
guys know.
I pergi Harajuku satu haram pun tak nampak tau. Like, mana diorang ni? Hari salah ke? I mean, it's not just girls, it's guys as well. They wear like real crazy stuff and you go like,
Betul.
I didn't know your cosplay story, but
Sorry.
from what I followed, I macam tengok, I know you more from your musical side lah.
Yeah.
So we've talked about your musical instrument and all that. So the masa when you did, just to go back to your early music activities, obviously you were doing covers, and I think by now, I mean, we will talk about this as well, so don't worry, that you also write songs now, which is the evolution of a person who's been exposed to music for so long. I think you've been doing this for ages, like 7-6 years.
Betul.
You know, from the basic guitar singing to collaborating with bands, even outside Malaysia. Even I noticed Indonesia and Thailand, and so tell us a bit of your experience in doing covers.
For me, last time when I started to do online covers, it was actually back. If online covers is during MCO time, I actually do it again. Not like not really starting over, but last time when I did, it was with friends that I can meet, like just an acoustic cover, or that people who can help me record, mix. Because like last time I don't really have this kind of skills, like because it doesn't came across to my mind that time that if you wanted to do a proper cover, if you mix it nicely, it will be better for like your listeners to actually listen. And then I started with just my phone. I put my phone, put in my guitar, then I posted.
Okay.
But after that, I slowly learned how to actually use DAW. For those who don't know, it's like the audio software that you use to record. And
DAW or DAW, Digital Audio Workstation.
Yes, the audio workstation. And then after that, I slowly find videos on YouTube how to record, how to mix. And then after a while, when I started post these covers of mine on YouTube, there's a lot of people who actually contact me, and then they told me that they are interested to collab with me. From there, all this invitation that I get is usually not from Malaysia. It's very weird, but I got a lot of invitation, especially from Indonesia. So like when I first started to like upgrade my YouTube channel, it's like I know some producers, I mean like bedroom producers from Indonesia that actually helped me to mix and then do instrumental from scratch, because like not a lot of song that I wanted to cover has their own instrumental.
Backing track kan.
Yes, backing track tu paling susah nak dapat. So like meeting them, slowly I meet a lot more musicians, but at that time it's not from Malaysia, it's still from Indonesia. So like
why do you think that is?
Probably Malaysian musician, or probably I couldn't get into their connection or circle. But even up until now, I don't have much friends who actually do YouTube covers that is from Malaysia. So like they are very less, I would say. Even in like Scandal Heaven cover band, there's not a lot of Malaysian there.
Yeah. I'm just gonna tarik sikit dari part tu. Do you think doing covers isn't a now thing? Do you think there was something more that zaman kita? I mean, I'm old, but you know what I mean? Like pre-COVID. Yeah, because but just to add before you jawab is that I run the SHTB Facebook page. Pada ada yang tak tahu benda this thing is, Scandal Heaven is basically like, it's not an official fan club, but it's a combination of people, fans of Scandal from the days when they were out there, known to the whole world. And it started off as a Singaporean/Philippine endeavor, then now it's become American, but that's by the by lah. Tapi sekarang tak ada siapa pun, there's a band, I nak main ni, tak ada. So tinggalkan kita orang yang macam, kita orang macam jaded sikit, macam nak buat cover. Back to the question, do you think people are not interested in doing covers anymore, or what?
I would say, a lot of, I think covers during our time, it's like, not really our time, but like pre-COVID lah. Let's say pre-COVID.
Mm,
A lot of people into utaite, like you cover a lot of vocaloid song, because like compared to other song, vocaloid song is like it's also made by bedroom producers, and then a lot of instrumental is easily can be found. So a lot of people actually cover a lot of vocaloid song and then post it in their YouTube account. But now I think probably because there's a lot more things going on in the scene itself, like there are still covers, but at the same time we have to fight. Like, let's say like me, I wanted to produce a cover, and currently a lot of people, if they wanted to do a covers, compared to back then, the quality is just, even it's not the best, you can just post it. But now everyone has the resource to like record it nicely, mix it nicely. When I have all this resource to do it, a lot of people wanted to produce only good content. Like,
which is
it must be
understandable.
Yeah, like even for me myself right now, when I wanted to post a cover, last time I can just go just put my camera and main je, and then you post. But right now, because everyone's been competing to have a very good quality of their content, so even if you wanted to post like very random videos, I just feel like it probably not going to do well because of these other competitors. Belum mention VTubers lagi. VTubers lagi lah. If you wanted to fight with VTubers fandom pun lagi susah, because like they are based in like YouTube. Bila diorang buat YouTube live, and you nak fight this fandom susah. I
Okay.
think that's why
nak menunjuk betapa uncle-nya saya. I know what VTubers are. I mean, just quickly to touch on it, because we've mentioned it as part of your competition. Are there lots of local VTubers, and I guess they do sing as well, or?
Yes, like because VTubers, most of them, of course, they have to do live streaming, and then part of their live streaming involves activities like singing. And then when they receive requests from people who wanted to listen to their like let's say they wanted to this VTuber to sing this specific anime songs, then they will sing. And after that, when they have like a lot of I would say gift from fans, then they would do an actual cover of whatever songs that they wanted. And once they do that, it's going to be a good quality covers that will be put out. Like, they will do this illustration thing yang very Japanese rashi, Japanese like everything about the production of their cover is just, it's good enough to be an original song.
Wow.
To fight that, I think everyone just, because to do an let's say online cover, last time why I become like very active in online covers, because it was MCO era where everyone is not doing anything, and then because nowadays you can just record anywhere, just send your instruments, stamps, vocal kau benda, and everything dah boleh jadi. But it takes one person to delay. Let's say kita ada deadline, and then kita
don't we know that?
Like only one person je yang lewat, and then it will kacau the schedule. Once they kacau, to get the momentum back, it's hard. That's why I think for online covers or any instrument covers, it's very hard to be consistent. That's why people just lama-lama diorang malas. And then not to mention copyright problems.
Oh yes. Okay.
You arrange macam mana pun, you will still get copyright. So people just malas.
And also it depends on the song and original artist. This is not to call RINA-HIME out, but I think the only cover that you did with us on SHCB was Electric Girl, kan?
Electric Girl. Yes.
Okay, we have this talented, very talented, too talented. I call him a producer, but he's good in mixing. He's from Bekasi in Jakarta Timur. Shout out to Pink Room. I've not seen you for the longest time, Adrian. I hope you're well. Because bukan pasal Rina tak tahu nyanyi tau. Kepada anda yang menonton ni, if you guys happen to want to watch this, it's because he wanted to make it like the song. And unfortunately, in that song, there's lots of auto-tuning. He did it so perfectly. Although I can tell it doesn't sound like there's a scandal ni, but the machine in YouTube ingat lagu tu lagu skandal. Dia ingat the whole video tu lagu skandal. Kita orang tak dapat copyright strike, tapi dapat actually it started off as video ni tak boleh perform kat Japan. Kita orang nak show off lah kat Jepun kan. Look at us, international fans, we can sing and perform your music. But it couldn't play in Japan because Sony kata, hey, you cannot do this. Sekarang boleh many years later. So that's why suddenly dah naik balik jadi berapa ribu views, because when we started the video only had berapa views. So you know what I did with that video? I actually went to I actually did another copy, put it up on Nico Doga. According to one of our bandmates, dia kata, it's not doing too well there either. So whether or not the video was blocked. So this is just this tangent is just to illustrate the difficulty in doing covers when you have this over enthusiastic, especially from this certain record company that start with the letter S. Pasal dia tak kasih chance. Unless you turun half step down ke whatever. We had to do that for subsequent songs. We brought songs half step down.
Now you rearrange ke, you tukar key ke, sama
Dia tahu je.
Because like now kan ada AI yang boleh detect. So like the more technology ni like lagi naik, lagi lah diorang senang gila nak detect.
Yeah, so I mean, in my argument for doing covers is, we are fans, we want to show our appreciation. Bukannya nak kita orang nak buat duit ke apa kan. Tapi so it gets tiring because it takes a lot of effort to do videos, to record stuff, and then you get things like this. Then you get, tak apalah, tak bayar lah. But then again, this is a nice segue into, as much as you do covers online before, so I mean, we've got to evolve with the times, and obviously the next thing that I've noted thus far in the last few years is your activities performing live at our local events, anime events, maybe comic events, some of them bigger, some of them smaller, but you seem to be playing a lot. I mean, you've even gone out of KL as far down as JB, as far up north as Penang. You dah pergi, ada Sabah Sarawak? Ada?
I pergi Sabah, Sarawak pun dah.
So tell us your experience on that, and if that is there also a reason why this is happening? Is it a post-COVID thing?
Okay, in general, ACG events right after COVID has been like popping up like crazy. I think my only theory is that, you know, during MCO we don't really have much thing to do, and then dekat Netflix ada a lot of animes. When like you ran out of shows to watch, people will just started to watch anime from Netflix. I feel like this Netflix putting up anime is like also a reason why a lot of people been watching anime, and then right after COVID, it just suddenly everyone's being more acceptable in like people watching animes or like having this convention. Because like even when I started, it's not really acceptable as now. Like kalau sebut kita pergi cosplay ke apa ke, orang mesti macam pandang pelik kan. Kau ni apa ni?
Ada lagi orang-orang macam ni?
Like,
last time. Okay.
Mesti ada. Now, everyone dah, event yang dekat situ kan, diorang mesti tahu. Like, even though diorang tak join pun, like let's say ada novice lah. Walaupun diorang tak minat, tapi diorang mesti tahu. And diorang dah tak rasa as pelik as before. Because like, kira even the sizes of like convention now is much more bigger than last time. One of the biggest convention that I went is Animax Carnival, Animagaki, and also Comic Festa. And you will only have 3 events in a year. At least what I know. Like last time.
Because these are the OG events, aren't they? Animagaki, Comic Festa. They've been around the OG ones.
For
okay,
sometimes.
sorry.
And then when I first started cosplaying, I only aware of these 3 events, and then you have to wait. You have to wait, like plan everything that you wanted to do, and then you go to events to meet your friends. This is back then when I wasn't even performing yet. Right now, I think last year, almost every week there's event. Whether it's big scale or like small scale, it's just everywhere. I think COVID memang become the reason why suddenly semua orang tengok anime. Another thing that I kind of guess, or like my own opinion about this, is TikTok. a lot of people
Ah.
have been like using this anime stuff to do their content, and when it get viral, so everyone just hopping on the bandwagon lah.
Bandwagon lah. Are you talking about macam for example like Three Peanuts punya Bling Blang Blang Bond, for example, that then
Yeah,
is that one
this
one
is
example
the true one.
how
One good example. Yes,
people who are not into anime suddenly diorang pun tahu
betul.
sedangkan benda tu
Diorang
if
pun
you've not
tahu.
watched it you wouldn't know kan.
I didn't even watch the anime, but I know about the song.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because of these kind of trends that are happening on TikTok, it become more reason for people to actually attend a CG event. That's what I think lah so far. Cause like even for myself, right, I didn't use TikTok until recently, and then even when I do TikTok pun just because for the sake of having the account for like. Kira buat syarat je lah. You nak buat social media and you have to. Sekarang TikTok is a trend, then you buat je lah. And then I buat TikTok, I just post a lot of videos. Sometimes I post, sometimes I tak. Cause like my main social media was Facebook, Instagram. I use that most of the time. And then tiba-tiba one day, I think it was other people's video of my performance that actually went viral on TikTok. So like all this video actually gained about some 100k, 600k, and then sometimes they put my cover of I did a Malay cover that has been translated to Japanese. People took that video and posted on their own TikTok. It went viral. And then finally in one day I just saw my TikTok suddenly in one day I got about 8k followers. I'm like, what is happening? Apparently it was because of other people using my content. I think TikTok is the major reason lah why SCG event is like growing even more bigger.
Yeah, I mean you mentioned those kind of things. It's kind of like a double-edged sword atau pasal apa tau, kita macam apa awak pakai lagu saya, but at the same time, hey, because of you I've now got followers, but kita tak nak fall into the trap of apa awak tak nak bayar saya. Well, you get exposure. You know, like macam kadang-kadang kan kita macam katalah dia for sake of example lah, macam I like one of your songs and then masa tu you tak famous lagi and you are more than happy for me to buy the license from you and put it as my background music for my video, and 10 years down the line you are now with Sony and then Sony sees my content, kau pakai lagu RINA-HIME, pop, copyright strike. You know, that's happened to some content creators because people that it's not the fault of the artist. It's not the fault of the artist. They have to evolve, but they can't remember how many years ago suddenly. Yeah, yes, you did buy the license, but now I'm under this particular umbrage. So it's one of those things you have to think about, I guess. One of the things that I also noticed, more adverts of Japanese acts coming to our city for the first time in ages. Aku tak nak jual nama tempat ni, tapi dia bermula dengan Z.
Yeah.
What, do you think it's anything to do with that? Because ini pandangan I macam, you know, when they come to a ZEP in KL or I've said it, it's familiar because those venues are literally carbon copies. If you've been to one, you've been to them all.
I know about how about ZEP going to be open at KL back in 2019. They've already talked about like wanted to have one, and they've already announced about having one. Time tu dekat Alpha Singapore, I went there to actually watch Scandal. So time habis je tu, diorang bagi tahu a new announcement that new ZEP will be opening soon. And then dekat bila dia mention KL, then I'm like, wow, I think once they open, it's gonna buka a room for all Japanese acts to actually come to Malaysia. And I was right. Right after that, a lot of people has been a lot of artists been coming to Malaysia. I think because ZEP is owned by, I mean, if ZEP KL is owned by Sony Music Japan. So like of course all this at first mesti Sony Music artist mesti akan datang juga. I confirm. That's why with ZEP being around, it actually give a lot of opportunity to Japanese artists to come, and then for us who's like, I also surprised that there's a lot of Japanese music enthusiasts that I don't even know live in Malaysia. Because like compared to K-pop, we know in Malaysia K-pop memang dia punya fan base huge. You letak lah tiket harga 1,000 pun diorang punya
Datang.
concert mesti
Datang
sold out.
and then datang from overseas pun ada. That alone Malaysian kan.
Yes.
Hmm.
Lagi-lagi like crowd overseas. Even
Hmm.
like time I pergi band metal pun,
Hmm.
I was like, it is likely on the expensive side. It's like not really, kalau macam Japanese band yang lain is usually the cheapest you can get is about 300 or like now 400 lah. But baby metal side, kalau you nak go yang rock zone, you have to spend about like 600 to 800.
Yeah, makes sense.
And then but even baby metal VIP sold out, baby zone sold out, all the seated semua sold out. Then I go there, wow, that's like, I didn't even know baby metal fans are this many. And I have to like point it out. Of course lah, because I've been in like ACG punya scene, I thought the crowds will be like mostly from ACG.
Those kind, yeah.
Yes, they are. There's a lot of audience yang daripada ACG juga. Tapi a lot of audience yang memang just listen to music actually came. Like memang, let's say baby metal fan, actual baby metal fan who doesn't really watch anime. Then I'm like, wah. Yang paling surprising is like ada yang in like older age lah, like older than me yang datang, makcik-makcik, pakcik-pakcik semua ada. And I was like so surprised.
Nak tanya siap, yang bawa anak ke atau diorang je?
Diorang saja. Diorang tak bawa anak pun. That's why I was like, time tu, and yang diorang yang makcik-pakcik ni, diorang duduk kat VIP zone, like my zone. Like macam mana ni?
That is so entitled of you. Your zone. Tak ada aja. But I know the feeling.
VIP zone, you have to stand very long.
Yeah, what are you doing there? Uncle ada duit.
Then I'm like, wow, I didn't expect them to have like stamina yang masih boleh diri lama. It's like, and then not to mention the metal, you akan ada motion later on. It was quite I think interesting experience that I had, because like I always thought audience tu nanti orang yang pergi cosplay event dengan orang yang pergi concert later orang yang sama juga. No, I went to I think I've been spending a lot of money on Japanese concert last year. Last year alone I went to Baby Metal, Yoasobi is this year lah. But I went to Baby Metal, I went to Red Wimps, I went to this year Yoasobi, Minami, Ado. So like yes, that's 5 concerts I attend. And not all concerts have the same audience, which I am very impressed, because like last time I think even when Scandal came to Malaysia, it doesn't even sold out.
Tahu 2012 kan yang dekat
2012, yeah. I couldn't
go
there. No, I was still under.
You were in school. Yeah.
I was like,
I wasn't in the country, so I'm nangis saya tengok. Anyway, sorry.
Oh, that's nice. But yeah, that was my first exposure to Japan punya concert. Tapi last time sold out.
Ada mahal lah tiket dia itu?
Ada standard lah.
Okay, the reason I'm asking you this is because the tickets for it she came to London a few weeks after KL, and the tickets were horrendously expensive. And these weren't resale tickets; these were the actual tickets.
Actual ticket.
And then I know who she is by virtue of lagu yang na 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 na.
Usewa.
Usewa is from a show or just a song yang dia nyanyi sendiri? It wasn't kan? So masa tu I pun tak tahu she's one of those secretive singers that doesn't show her face. The reason I'm saying this is because obviously different grades of artists have different grades of how much you could have to pay. But in my opinion, she's relatively, and I'm not saying she's new, she's relatively new, but she was commanding good prices for her tickets, man.
Yes.
Ado
is a huge phenomenon where she did her live dekat Megastar Arena recently, and that venue
it wasn't Zap kan? It was Megastar.
It wasn't Zap, because Ado fanbase is very huge. Like even myself, I was surprised. It wasn't just an anime fans. It's just people who love Ado. Ado fan base is quite strong. I kind of expected that Ado would actually stop in Malaysia, because like her fan base in Malaysia is very strong. Same goes to YOASOBI. But I think why YOASOBI choose Zap, it's not because their fan base is not strong, but it's more of, I think probably is first time in Malaysia, and then
Dia
YOASOBI
nak
is from
test dulu
Sony.
lah.
Yeah, and then of course they wanted to go Zap first because like Zap is owned by Sony. I mean that is my own theory lah.
Yalah,
And
yalah.
for Ado, even with Megastar Arena capacity, her ticket sold out in like few hours.
Cepat. One OK Rock main Megastar juga kan?
Oh tak, that one is Aziata. Itu lagi huge. Itu pun sold out. I'm lucky to get it.
Yeah, you lucky person.
Yeah, because the Aziata Arena is like 10k people. Yeah,
Oh,
I went to One OK Rock. One OK Rock lagi different crowd.
Itu lain. Yeah, my experience with on One OK Rock crowd, you will laugh. I saw them last a while back lah. And there is a bunch of rembungan makcik Kia. I don't know whether they're there or not. They're like bored housewives. They went to the show in Russia. They came and they were in the VIP queue with us dekat Manchester. And then I was like, tanya, we came from Russia. Okay, alright. Tapi dia orang macam this 40, 50-year-old housewife lah, atau husband take care of the kid. Me and my friend, we are going to watch Taka.
Oh my god.
Makcik Kia. Jepun. Japanese. Makcik. So that was One OK Rock punya crowd. I mean, I don't know what your experiences were when you watch all these bands. I tengok KL sekali je. I saw One Man with a Mission, and next to me, I bought VIP tickets. I managed to buy it, and I got front row. And then the two people next to me were Japanese, and they went to Indonesia. I was like, okay, I'm as a Scandal fan who's done that before. Bukan, I've seen people who are worse lah with yang bukan worse, maknanya pergi lebih banyak lah. Tapi to see there are dedicated fans who they might be playing the same set, but Man with a Vision, they did change the set a bit. But it was very nice to see them coming in. So I spoke to them in my broken Japanese. Diorang pun layan taram je lah. But yeah, they came, man. These people, adalah pakcik-makcik dua orang, betul. Tapi yang sebelah itu muda lah, like about 30 something. They knew, yeah. But it's nice to see the same level of dedication. But you know, we as overseas go to Japan, them as Japanese come to our country to watch this film.
That's very interesting. But yeah, Japanese fan, if they're dedicated, memang they travel wherever the artists go.
Yeah.
Same goes to Ado lah. Ado pun ada Japanese fan juga yang datang, like yang literally just follow everywhere she goes.
Itulah, I'm hoping to see more of it, and I'm sorry to push this out, even though it's nothing. I'm not even sponsored by Scandal. Kami berdua ni peanut Scandal, so we're really hoping for the Luminous album tour, the hitting KL soon. But because they have announced, we've announced our Asian tour, like 3 China cities and 1 Seoul. It's like,
and Seoul.
That's not Asia tour. That's East Asia tour next to Japan. Please.
Yes.
You've mentioned about Sony. Again, ini conjecture, tapi biasalah, because we are doing this conversational, it's like a borak session. Do you think that, I'm not trying to make our session here scandal-centric, but and there are many record companies in Japan, but over the years, as you see in the West, banyak record companies dah amalgamated. Because over the decades, cara orang mendengar muzik dah berubah, orang nak stream, record companies kecundang, menyebabkan, even like the big company like EMI, the company that had the Beatles in their catalog, pun bungkus and now owned by somebody else.
Now it's Universal.
Yes, okay, UMG kan. Tapi dekat when Scandal left Sony, I don't know, as a fan, I can perasan tau how in certain things Scandal merudum sikit. It took a while for them to pick up. I've mentioned this in one of our anime division. We were talking about Freerun, the anime Freerun. And then he mentioned that I don't quite like how they have this YOASOBI singing the opening to one of the anime, and then it feels like this anime always anime in general is always trying to push say the latest singing apa penyanyi ke artis ke apa. YOASOBI siapa punya? Siapa
Sony.
dia kat opening? There you go. There you go. Suka tak suka, kalau you under diorang, you untung tau.
Betul.
You punya collab dengan adverts, collab dengan drama, collab dengan anime, collab dengan wayang. So much so I was explaining that if you say take macam kata Man of With a Mission keluar an album and the poster comes out and they have the track listing. Every track listing is qualified. This is the opening for Golden Kamuy. This is the closing for Inuyashiki, that film with Takeru Sato, for example. So itu dalam satu album, lagu-lagu dia, and lagu those songs. Then the songs are, in my opinion, I like MWN quite late, and a lot of the songs are bangers. Tak tahu lah, nak kata I'm biased towards Scandal macam asal lah, kesian lah diorang, tapi I have to sometimes take a step back and think probably their songs are still not out there, or despite them being around for a long time. I mean, do you think bands that are not affiliated with the big companies are suffering in the Japanese music scene, for example?
I think, okay lah, let's not say suffering, but the opportunity.
Okay, yeah. Okay, perhaps I'm being too dramatic.
No, it's okay. The opportunity, it's very limited, because like I think kat mana-mana pun, if major label tu yang pegang di industry, if you are in the major label, they will help you, because like they wanted to, of course lah, they wanted to gain from you. They wanted to make orang kata profit from you. But then I think as musician, what I see in Scandal, they are trying to pursue what they like not being instructed by label. They wanted to have more freedom in their writing,
which I agree. Bukan nak suruh dia jadi kuli kepada Sony, but anyway.
Yeah, which it's, I think a lot of musicians who create music have this, I would say, not ego lah, but the pride that they took in the like themselves. And then after Scandal left, they trying to do what they really like, but without a big company trying to like market you well, because they started even for Scandal, they started quite diorang punya track tu cepat lah compared to like everyone yang there are more indie bands yang took years for them to get discovered, but Scandal dia terus masuk the first record yang apa, Kitty record or Epic record, I forgot.
Epic is under Sony. Kitty is pretty Kitty, as much as Scandal is her, dia punya sale distributing rights dia is JVC, if I'm not mistaken. Is it JVC? But it's definitely not Sony lah. So kalau you tengok, but I have to okay, you go ahead. I'll fact check this.
For Scandal, when they try to like do their own songs, and then bila dah not back with a like company yang akan, sebab company dia akan sentiasa push dia punya artist. But now when you are alone, you have to do extra, and you need a huge connection for you to be somewhere. That's why it's quite hard for them to like probably get any more. Still ada, tapi like the opportunities are very limited, because like of course Sony nak dominates the industry. They wanted to like semua kena artis diorang, and then their copyright and diorang punya apa orang panggil exclusivity, memang kalau artis diorang lah yang layak. Lagi-lagi Sony kan ada their own label yang for Anisong, yang Sakura Music tu.
Yeah.
Of course dia akan push artis dia je. Dalam Sakura pula ada berapa banyak artis. Of course. Lagi Sony spend let's say, they probably, I'm not sure how it is in Japan, but usually in industry mesti akan ada macam, the more you spend on this like company ke apa, the more priorities will be given for you. I think that's what happened to Scandal. Scandal wanted to pursue their passion, but there's a pros and cons. You can do what you like, but the reach probably not as great when you are doing making money with major labels.
I think this kind of point is bukanlah important, but I guess if people are wondering why Scandal ni dah lama, katalah you are a fan, right? You're a big fan. And for example, it took them a while to be seen, in my opinion, ni hanya pendapat saya. I think one of the earliest anime, it was an ED song. This is her masa post Sony was the gay.
Oh yeah.
That song, Amida Kuji. And now they've got this song from Luminous, which is from this Etoile apa jadah punya racing anime. And then when I look at the trailer for this anime, I was like, tengok studio, macam, they're not getting the big ones, I mean, like the way Scandal was in FMA. So those chances were never seen ever again. But to be fair pula, kalau kita nak pusing-pusing, masa diorang masih under Sony, later on pun diorang tak adalah banyak sangat nampak opportunity diorang dapat untuk, I mean, they did that song about that. I don't know whether you watch this film. It's about the boxer. Dia dapat anak kucing. Lagu dia was... You tengok?
Tak.
I can't remember. This was zaman, and then God, I see, kata fan tapi tak tahu lagu. This is from the Yellow album. Takat tu aja dia orang dapat ni. Tapi itulah, I guess they have to go with what sells as well. I mean, there are certain bands which are way bigger, and it depends on whoever it is that they feel that it's much. Just I did a fact check just now. Yes, it is JVC Records, which is her is an imprint for Victor Entertainment. Victor, so JVC is J. Victor tu is the V in JVC.
Okay, JVC.
Victor. What are your thoughts on how Japanese songs are structurally different than the Western? I remember you saying that masa you belajar mula-mula tu, kod ni. I think a friend of yours, Izani, I'm going to give you a shout out. I tak kenal you, but I've seen your video. You're demonstrating chord progression. Diorang macam ni, but they add a few things. And then I hate those.
I think Izani would be a person yang lagi
Arif tentang benda ni.
Yes, because I'm not really taught in the music theory, because I'm like self-taught in everything.
Yeah, so like, but macam ni lah. Kalau you self-taught pun, do you notice when you want to learn a Japanese song that apakah banyak sangat chord ni?
Yes, like okay. First, it's very hard. Yeah, you don't ever think that you will be only playing 4 chords.
Yeah.
That's the first, like, it will always be more than that. Even a simple acoustic song. Even let's say Yui song kan. When I first started to learn Tokyo, I had to actually search what is C at 9, what is D sharp diminished, what is all these usually and a mainstream pop song, whether it's a Malay song or English song, you would rarely see all these chords. So that's why I think Japanese took a pop song, like let's say it is derived from a very simple, let's say the concept is like very simple, very pop, but it's like they always improvise. This pop song became something else. There's always an addition of like overchord here and there. So like if you wanted to learn more variation of chords, Japanese song is the best place, the best songs to learn
the chord. To learn the chord, yeah.
I learned a lot of weird chord. I mean, I call not really commonly used chord from Japanese song.
Yeah.
But I heard like a simple song too.
Yeah, exactly. It's like macam ni, verse, chorus. The second verse dah lain sikit kat tepi ni. We're not in the bridge yet. We're not in the bridge yet. And then the second chorus slightly different sikit. Allah, and then you go like, aduh, baik macam hafal 8 compartment to one song for a 2-minute song. I'm not complaining, but it's like wow. And then some of them like to play. I mean, you would notice it. Oh, one more thing. I need to salute you guys, Miracle Beat, and you for choosing Hokago Tea Time to cover. Don't you think their songs are difficult?
Extremely difficult, that we have to like simplify some parts. It is impossible for me. I have to sing and play at the same time. But the chords are like running chords here and there. I'm not skillful enough to be able to play as exact as it is, because K-On is like suddenly there's a jazz chord, suddenly there's some blues line going on there.
Tak payah tu lah, Kagayake tu pun very fast run kan. Salute that you chose their music because lagu diorang yang senang pun rasa tak senang.
Betul. You dengar lagu tu semua macam comel-comel kan? No, when you look at the progression,
No.
it just
Yeah,
what
yeah,
is happening here.
yeah,
It is
yeah.
very hard even for their insert song pun it's very hard for me to learn. So like everyone
Okay.
we had practice dulu with like each other to actually learn this part. Then only we can only go to rehearse. That's how difficult
Yeah,
it is.
difficult it is. Okay, have you watched BOCCHI the Rock?
Yes, I've watched them.
What do you think of the music, the band music?
Actually, it's nice. It's like I think because BOCCHI is like they are trying to do something like AKG music. So like their music is memang, I mean the title itself say BOCCHI the Rock. It's very rock yang it's quite different from K-On. K-On is they are trying to make it sound pop, but when you look at the chord progression, it's not. There's a lot of things going on. For BOCCHI, it's not easy song to play as well.
Yeah,
It's
but
like-
BOCCHI punya music, the Kesoku Bando tu, I feel it's a bit more natural. I could
Yes.
imagine like the likes of Scandal, for example, if say
Betul.
that they were formed now, kalau Scandal tu start band tu sekarang,
Betul.
bunyi diorang macam tu. I found it so refreshing when I watched it. Obviously, as a big K-On fan, K-On is K-On, okay? K-On is K-On. Dia kerja dia makan kek, dengan cikgu dia yang kan. Tapi and Yui is the autistic savant or whatever you want to call her yang tapi terror.
Yes.
And then you get the other spectrum. You got Hitori Goto, who's this shut-in, who's she's so cute duduk dalam kotak mango dia.
Cute.
And the characters, okay, talking about the anime in itself is a handful because there's so many things to talk about, but obviously talking with you, I'd rather talk about the music. But I thought the music was fantastic. I thought the music was so as you say, bukan senang, but I thought it was more grounded.
I think BOCCHI song has this, it plays with one concept, and then this kind of concept that this is also very interesting for me to talk about because like me and Izani who's been like studying in Japan now, I think he graduated already, but whatever has been like picture or like diorang tunjuk dekat BOCCHI, like the life as musician there is exactly how it's gonna be if you were a musician in Japan.
Yes, exactly.
All this,
Lupa nak
the
cakap
ticketing system, that's why I feel like BOCCHI, the songs that's been composed to be as BOCCHI song, like as Kesoku Ban, is songs that you would be able to hear if you went to their live gigs. They have this concept that it plays around dekat situ. That's why bila you tengok that for musician even, I think it relates well to me because I'm a performing musician as well. So when I see how they do it, it's kind of not like super similar to Malaysia, but it has kind of similar how you would like to start. You will have this gathering to like composing song, this and that. Then when you wanted to play a gig, even in Malaysia, ada juga gig pay to play where you have to pay first, and then you get your audience, then you can get your money back.
You dapat untung tu adalah RM2-3.
So whatever happens in BOCCHI, it happens in real life. Like it happens as starting musician lah.
I nak tanya ni because you were in Japan recently. You were involved. You were present at a situation where you were in live houses before. Tapi I tak tahu whether you perasan tak. I've been to live house gig sekali seumur hidup. I don't know whether anda yang pernah pergi ke Tokyo, there's a venue in Shibuya called the Eggman. Eggman famous. Eggman ni dekat just opposite Yoyogi Stadium in Shibuya. So dia underground. With my bad command of Japanese, I angguk je. Dia tanya apa tau? Every time you go to a small live house, dia tanya, kau datang nak tengok siapa? I think there's a reason why they ask that. They might allocate the money according to who you are actually watching.
Yes.
So masa I pergi tengok tu, you'll find I was watching a bunch of girl bands. There was have you heard of Oreska band?
Oreska tak.
Oreska band, pada anda yang pernah tengok Bleach, you would hear them. They basically they are like a ska punk band. Ada brass section. They are very tight. I saw them. There was also, you pernah dengar Stereopony?
Oh yeah. Pernah.
The Stereopony broke up
Betul.
because the lead singer Aimee left, and they formed this
Betul.
band called Draft King. So Draft King was also I went there nak tengok Draft King. Tapi
Oh.
Oreska Band I pernah. So Oreska Band I pernah dengar because diorang main lagu Bleach ke apa. But those bands were tight. But biasalah dia akan tanya you nak tengok siapa. Each band ada small merch stand sold by the band members themselves, so you can meet and talk to them. So I got to meet members of Draft King. So dapat borak sekali dengan, because I minat Stereopony kan. There was once, because dia again anime lah juga. I tak ingat Stereopony main lagu Bleach ke, main lagu Naruto ke.
Hirano Hanabira yang daripada Bleach.
That song kick ass, and they had a second guitarist by that time called Mao, and Mao was in Draft King. Best gila borak dengan diorang. As usual, English campur Jepun, campur tak apa-apa. And drama dia, masa ni my little claim to fame dengan Mami lah. Mami is good friends with the drummer Shiho. Tapi I tak adalah tanya pasal Mami kan, poyo kan. Borak lah. I was so happy got to watch a small gig, got to mix with the band members who were more than happy to talk to you because they were just there. Stereopony wasn't a shit group. They were a 3-piece that was signed to Sony. Betul. When they left, unfortunately, they were with King Records ke apa jadah dah. Because Ivy left. Scandal and Stereopony sometimes diorang buat macam collab on TV.
I mean, I do know lah diorang punya apa, sebab Stereopony dengan Scandal punya timeline about the same, tapi Stereopony break up.
Kan? Sayang sangat.
Betul.
If you don't mind me asking, do you have JLPT punya level of competency in Japanese?
I've learned. I pergi class, but I've never actually took the exam yet.
Yeah.
Maybe lah, because because a lot of people kata okay lah ambil N5 dulu, N4, but my current ability is like
N3.
My current ability is in N3 around there, but my kanji is not there yet. So that's why I wanted to, if I nak ambil JLPT, I wanted to terus ambil N3 or N2.
Boleh
boleh. I just have to see which level lah, but you have to be confident enough lah untuk biasanya orang go by level so that diorang okay rasa dulu N5 macam mana, then N4 or probably I'll take N5 first then straight to N3
and just to see where you're at. Macam belajar music you people tend to skip a grade. You know, I mean, obviously Japanese as a second language for us Malaysians, it doesn't come naturally because as much as mengikut sejarah kita pernah ditakluki Jepun tapi not that long. Tak seperti British in which English is our second language. Obviously you need to be a whip and then to be really into Japanese. I do think I'm just jumping in from what I see from other careers. It might not be a prerequisite, tapi you know, katalah ada mempunyai siapa yang menonton ni yang mempunyai cita-cita nak, you know, do anything in Japan. It helps. I'm not saying it's important. It helps if you know Japanese. It helps when you are paper certified or whatever, because diorang masih archaic lagi dari segitu. I mean, there are obviously progressive companies of late lah. You know, for a country that's modern but still uses a fax machine, you can you can just. I mean, you have to play it smart lah. You have to play it smart lah. You tahu kan, for composers for music course in Japan, there are a couple of good ones and they are not Japanese. Are you aware of them?
I think I do know there's a lot of foreigners in like composing or production punya line, but I've never actually came across.
Yeah. Freeran is American. Nama dia Evan Cole. Dia Berkeley grad, but he can speak Japanese. Another one famous nama Kevin Pankin. I tahu pasal dia pun because I'm a fan of the Trash Taste podcast. I mean, when you hear the stories kan, they are very anecdotal, inspiring. But bila you dengar kan, lama-lama you dengar, it's like lightning in a bottle. It's like rezeki diorang lah.
Betul.
Like this Kevin Pankin guy, as a child, he went to see Nobuo Uematsu, the composer for Final Fantasy, dekat one of their concerts. Because Nobuo Uematsu selalu go around the world with Arnie Roth. He somehow got backstage, got to meet this guy. So orang tanya lah, what? So you jumpa Nobu, maksudnya kau boleh buat lagu untuk anime? Tak macam tu. So dia kata, lepas tu there was a concert in America, dia orang pergi lagi. Sanggup. Bapak dia yang bawa. So dia orang ingat dia. And then he studied music. And then for one contact that I got from there, dia hantar dia je portfolio, they liked it, and he did music for Made in Abyss. You know, bukan calang-calang punya anime.
Wow, that's
so
nice.
yeah, I know. I don't know what your thoughts are on music scores in anime, but for me, macam music scores in anime is unique. As much as it doesn't sound Japanese, there is something about it that's different. So, what advice can you give to anybody interested in pursuing, for example, J music or even anything musically related that perhaps has a slant towards Japan? Any advice that you can give?
I think it's always the same advice that everyone would give. You need a lot of practice.
Yep.
That's
Yeah,
not
I
like-
guess regardless.
Yeah, regardless, practice is number one. But if you are looking to be a performer as well, sometimes it's not just about practice. You have to do more than that. You have to start to exercise, work out. You have to work on, just like, it requires a lot of stamina to be on stage. And of course, you tak nak just stay berdiri and nyanyi kan. I mean, you can, but depends on what kind of character that you wanted to portray. But still, singing requires a lot of stamina.
A lot of people don't think about that. Other people always think, alah nyanyi je. No.
No.
It's one of the most tired. Tangan letih pun boleh salah chord. Bayangkan salah ni.
Betul. Ini kan lagi salah ini.
Salah tukar. Yeah. So anyway, what can we expect from RINA-HIME in the future?
I'm currently in process of recording my next songs. Trying to release an EP by this year, hopefully. But yeah, I think for the next song will be quite interesting because like I'm trying to venture on my two singles were in Japanese, and I'm currently trying to also do a Malay song. I just wanted to test how
Why
does
not?
it work, how does people accept this. But yeah, because like I've never actually post songs that uses my own native language. That's why it's kind of interesting to also see. But the music is still J-pop, so yeah, you guys can check it out after it's released. If you guys wanted to know more, you just follow me on social media. I usually update a lot of new stuff in my social media.
And I'll list RINA-HIME's socials down in the description below, so you can check it out on the social. Okay, so sebagai penutup sesi borak ni, so is there anything, Rina, that you want to shout out? Any upcoming gigs or events for fans to go to?
I think recent one would be I'll be performing in Singapore in 27th of April. That one is gonna be my second time to perform at Singapore. I'm so excited to it because like last time when I performed, it's a solo performance. This time I managed to bring my band. It's gonna be interesting to see how Singapore music scene would be. And then right a week after, I will be in Malacca on 4th and 5th May. The rest I can't reveal yet.
Okay,
So
fine.
you have to stay tuned.
Yeah, we'll put down the details for these two next events down below, and so that you can get the tickets soon. Anyway, I really enjoyed this, shall I say, conversational discussion, virtual podcast, and I hope you did as well too.
Yeah, I definitely enjoy our topics.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So anyway, kepada anda yang menonton, kita harap kita berjumpa lagi di sesi sembang anime yang akan datang. So sekali lagi terima kasih kepada RINA-HIME Otsukare sama deshita.
Thank you, Stomach of Chaos, for having me.
Yeah, Stomach of Chaos. Anyway, so ijo desu. Mata tore. See you next time.
Ada.